Some people say that it is made of recycled metals found in the stomachs of dead seagulls, held together with glue made from gravy only found in steak bakes. However, if you have a look in the Nature Vape website, it will quite clearly tell you that this is made of stainless steel. We are of course talking about the Kelpie RTA. Let's hear the robot's dick. A collaboration with EHPro and Vaping with Vic. Single coil RTA, let's take it down to the table, unbox it, and we'll let you know what this is all about. So in the box you're going to get the Kelpie RTA. You'll actually get a bubble glass here, but this is a straight glass. The bubble glass I've already stuck on there. You're also going to get a wee bag of things in a box. So let's open this up first. Muji cotton, some spare coils, spare screws and some spare O-rings. And then below this bit here you will have the Kelpie instruction manual, which will remain there for the rest of its life. So let's actually take the main event out, which is a Kelpie. So I've just brought it in slightly closer there. So a wee quick look round about it. This is available in silver and black. No mention of any other colours at this moment in time, but there may very well be. Now we'll start at the top, the drip tip. You've got this kind of resin design. It's an 810 drip tip with no 510 alternative available with the setup that comes. The drip tips, most of them are nice, except mine, which is this kind of just browny yellowy bit just to this side. Anyway, it's not that big a deal. Drip tips can come out, they can be changed, etc. Now it measures in at 32mm from bottom to top, not including this 510 and not including this drip tip. At the top cap here, if you see there, it says Kelpie. What you want to do to open it up is just push it there. So you'll see it clicks open. You get quite a nice wide fill-in port. It's a bit damp in there because I have obviously been using this to test it out, but a nice pretty wide fill-in port. The only thing is some of the bottles might have a bit of difficulty getting right in there, but it's not a huge issue. And that just slides closed again like that. You've got your 3.5mm capacity bubble glass here with just a standard straight glass. You're looking at 2ml, and you've got the Kelpie on there, which looks a bit like a horse being pumped by a castle. Big wide airflows here, although this is actually a pretty restricted tank. Nice little kind of design round about it. And then on the bottom here you have designed by Vaping with Vic, EHPro, and the serial number, which on this one is 00203. 510 gold plated below of things. So let's open it up. Nice and easy to screw off there, and then you drop it and we'll just push the glass off like so. So looking in here, you've got a nice pretty small domed kind of chamber here. It's on the small short side, but the reason for that is it produces excellent flavour if you've got a nice short dome. Putting these to the side. So this is the main event here. You've got your 4 screws at the top there. Controversial screws, we'll get into that in a wee bit. But your positive and negative are on opposite sides here. You see that insulating line there? Which means that you don't have to put extra rolls into coils, you don't have to unroll coils, etc. if the leads happen to be facing what would have been the wrong way for you. You've got your air holes down this kind of half pipe shape. If I turn it like that, you'll see it a bit better. And right in the centre there, you'll notice the air holes get a wee bit tighter, and that's going to be concentrating the airflow, creating a bit more pressure and hopefully improving flavour in the tank. You can see it's a clamp system there, fairly simple, and not so much an actual kind of wicking port. It's just that your cotton's going to sit down the side there into that bit. Tank will come down to roughly there, and your liquid will enter through the bottom there. So a pretty nice little design. It's not overly complicated to show you. It's all pretty open up and nice and easy to see, which also makes it nice and easy to build on. So that's what we're going to do next. Let's get a build into this Kelpie. Now, if you want to put your coils in, you can either slot them in just like that and cut them, or you can also use this handy little tool here. This is a coily tool, and this is just one accessory of the year at the Vape Around Awards. I won't go too much into it for this build, it's not really that necessary, but I always like to include it. But if you want to pre-cut your coils, I'd say round about the 5mm area is about right for this deck. So the Kelpie RTA, you see me putting it together. I've been trying this out for probably about a week, maybe a wee bit longer than that now actually. What do we think of it? Pretty restricted, little single coil RTA, quite often being compared to the gear. We'll go into that a wee bit more later on, but with this I think we'll start off with the cons. So the first con for me is a con that everybody's picking up on, and that is the screws. In the build you'll have seen they are pretty much very tiny little screws, and although I don't have an issue with them yet, they have held together. I can see them starting to blunt very, very soon. However, although it's an issue, it's not a huge issue. If you go onto eBay, you'll get a bag of screws that will fit into this for about £1. It's not really expensive, so it's not a huge issue. And as I say, at the moment my screws haven't gone, but I do think they're starting to go that way. Kind of fairly soon I think I'm going to start to have issues there. However, with the next batch of Kelpies that are coming out, that issue is going to be fixed anyway. They're bringing out new screws, and that issue is hopefully going to disappear. The small screwdriver that you also get with it, that is a wee bit shit. But I've had loads of tanks, so I had plenty of spare screwdrivers kicking about as well. So it's not a huge drama, the whole screw thing. Other cons. This could go both ways actually. It has a very small capacity, so obviously you've got your 2mm TPD regulation, that's standard everywhere. The bubble glass only takes up to 3.5mm. However, there's a bit of trade-off with that. If you had a larger bubble glass for a start, that's going to fucking smash, so let's not go there. But if you extended this chimney up to make more capacity, you're going to lose out on a bit of flavour with this. Part of what this tank is it's short, and what that gives you is the flavour. So increasing the capacity, yeah, that might be good for some people, but for others that's going to be a compromise in flavour that they're not going to want to have. Con number 3, this is probably my last con to be honest. The top cap. Now, as you've seen at the start of the video, push it at the Kelpie sign, it opens up. Some people are saying that theirs is fine, it takes a good push to open it. However, I've had this in my pocket and I have found it sitting like this. So for me, this is just a bit too loose, a bit easy to open. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it and it's clicking open. So I'm just having to be quite careful with the top cap on it that it's not opening in my pocket. I'm not really in the habit of carrying tanks and mods in my pocket, but some people are, depending on work and stuff like that, so probably just need to keep a wee eye on that. Some people have not had that issue. Speaking to a few others, theirs is nice and stiff, it's not popping open, and when they're opening it like that, they're actually struggling to close that a wee bit, to be fair. But yeah, I've had, probably that is the biggest issue that I would say I have, is just the risk of that spilling out into my pocket. Another thing is, this fill port is nice and big, but I don't know if I've got one round about me. I think this would do it. It can be a wee bit awkward to get some of the bigger bottles right in there just to fill, but a wee bit of coaxing, is that a Scottish word or is that everybody word? With a wee bit of fiddling, you can get that in there, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, cons, that's pretty much fucking it. Now on to pros. The first pro, despite the screws, this is fucking easy to build on. Super easy to build on. You need to be careful when you're building it that your coil's sitting at the right level. It's not too low or you're going to compromise flavour. It's going to get a bit too tight as well. I like to have the coil sitting kind of just above midway up, bang in the centre, and for me that's given the best flavour. Don't overstuff it, you're going to get dry hits. Don't understuff it or it's going to leak. You're basically kind of going to the edge, putting your scissors in and snipping. When your cotton comes out of the coils, you want it to have like big shoulders, but then just a wee tiny bit of cotton sliding down into there, and that seems to keep it wicking really quite well. So yeah, in terms of building, if I was to recommend, if someone said to me, I use sub-ohm tanks, I'm looking to go into an RTA, what would I get? Probably one of these. I think this would be a good kit for beginners to start building on if that was what they were trying to move on to. With the positive and negative side of the deck, that also means that you don't have to continuously wrap the coil. So if your coil legs are both facing the same way, you don't have to either take a wrap out or add a wrap in to get it into the build. Fire it in just like you would in like a dual coil build kind of thing. So huge bonus in that, not any playing about with coils either. With the tank airflow, nice. It's lots of cloud production for a single coil tank. The cloud production is good. Watch this. Watch this, boys. For just a wee fucking single coil banger, that cloud production is pretty good. It's not overly turbulent, nice and smooth at the same time, but the number one thing with this is flavour. That short chimney, great, it just creates great flavour. The tightness in that tank is just, the flavour out of this is absolutely fucking fantastic, to be honest. It's keeping up with dual coils. I know some people are like, you can't get the same as dual coils, but for me, this is getting onto that stage. Personally, I've tried a few builds in it, and what I've settled on at the moment is a 0.2 alien build with a 3.5 diameter coil, and that seems to be really hitting the spot with me. The coils that come in the pack, yeah, they're alright, but see if you get a good alien in there, taking up a bit of space, fucking absolutely awesome. If you wick this right, this will take max VG juices without an issue, but you have to wick it right. I have had multiple flavours in here, multiple different juices with it 70 to 80 odds, and I've had no issues with the wicking whatsoever. You can push this up pretty high in the wattage. I'm sitting at 60 watts at the moment. Usually with these things you're looking at maybe sitting about 40, 50, 60 at a push, but watch this, I can push this tank pretty fucking high. So we're going to go to 80 watts here, robot's dick focus in. There we go, 80 watts and a 0.2 coil in a single coil build. Let's have a wee go here. Not a dry hit at all. It's getting cold because there's colada in that juice, but certainly not dry at all, and it keeps going. It gets too hot before it actually starts fucking dry hitting. It just gets a bit in the too hot range for me. We'll pump it up to 90. It's still wicking, there's bubbles coming up there. Probably getting to 100, we're maybe verging on touching dry hits. But yeah, certainly at 60 watts, we'll put it back to here. I can pull this, and pull this. As you can see there, that just keeps fucking going without any issues whatsoever. As long as you get it wicked absolutely spot on, then that's going to be no issue for you to push it a wee bit higher than what you usually would a single coil tank. Coming back to cons, actually, no 510 drip tip adapter. Maybe we're a like them because of the restriction on the tank. Some people with a bit of restriction might like the 510 on there. Coming back to what I said earlier about the Gear RTA, it's pretty inevitable that people are going to compare this to the Gear. It's a single coil, small little tank. It was going to happen. The gear was fantastic. For me, this is going to beat it. I like that I can push it higher than the gear. I like that it wicks a bit better, it wicks a bit faster, so that's why I can push it that wee bit higher. Don't get me wrong, the gear is still worth a punt, but for me, this overtakes it. In terms of looks, yeah, looks alright. My issue with this, with the looks in mind, was this drip tip. I'll let you see it if it's going to focus. So, most of these resin drip tips have like the colours spread throughout and look really nice. Mine's has just got this fucking clump of jobby right in the edge of it. But robot stick. Drip tips are very easily replaceable, and well, I don't really give that much of a fuck about drip tips compared to what some people do. But yeah, overall, a fantastic little tank. Vic's pretty much hit the spot with this one. Some very minor finicky cons. There's not really, it's nothing big and it's nothing that's going to break this and make it unusable at all. In terms of price, you're looking at £30 in the UK, equivalent everywhere else, which is on the higher end for some. It's not really higher end, it's kind of mid-range I would say in the terms of pricing. But it is a fantastic little tank and I would say it's well worth that money. I don't think I really have anything else to say about it. It's worth a try. If you get a chance to try one, certainly give it a go. If you fancy buying one, I would thoroughly recommend it. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. I have been Pud Puffs as usual. This video will also go up on VapeTube, so head over there, subscribe there. Everybody you'd normally watch on YouTube will be on VapeTube as well. While you're here, go down below and hit that fucking subscribe button if you haven't already. Give us a wee thumbs up and leave a wee comment below. Let me know what you think of this wee RTA and any feedback you want to give. But I will see you in the next video.